Asia is exporter, also is a consumer. A smart company need to know this.
Asia is going through a magnificent transformation. A wealthier Asia means a continent of more affluent, more confident consumers. Businesses have to stop thinking about Asia as a resource for cheap labor or inexpensive goods. Rather, they have to start thinking about the continent as a source for smart, engaged consumers.
I think this is a really exciting time, not just for U.S. business, but for the United States and many other countries across Thailand and Southeast Asia. If you look at the business engagement, you look at Southeast Asia, this is a huge potential market, a very young market, a very dynamic economic area, and again, a very tech-friendly environment. So people, for example, if you're talking about American business, American products, consumers across Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, they already know what's in a Gap store before they've decided what Gap t-shirt to buy. They've gone online, they've seen it. They know what US movies are coming, and they're connected. They're posting Facebook pictures of themselves at events. So I think for American business, this is a huge opportunity and a very exciting one.
Asia is a huge and rapidly growing market, and so Asians aren't just competitors to the rest of the world. No, they're also consumers. If you live in Asia, you understand how international brands have flourished on the continent. China, Japan, South Korea are some of the most status-conscious, brand-aware societies on the planet. If you sell luxury goods, you need to be there.
There's a huge opportunity investing in emerging markets in general and Asia in particular. So this shift of investment attitude, it's not about primarily cheap labor or accessing natural resources. It's about building markets for the future, and for that you need a presence there, because going global ultimately means being local everywhere. And if you want to have a presence in China, you better set up a subsidiary in China, if possible, with a strong local partnership that is sensitive to the local needs and priorities. And currently, the emerging middle classes in many Asian markets are actually so big that already they're world leaders. Automobiles, for example, China is #1 consumer now. On the IT side, something similar is happening. And that has brought a huge shift about in the global marketplace.
If you own a business and you haven't opened sales channels to the continent, then you're late, but not quite too late. The revolution is happening fast, and it won't wait for anyone, but the growth in Asian consumers will be a long and evolving process, so there's still time to stake your claim.
We increasingly see in our business, our practice, many more of multinational companies really no longer looking to source goods in China for export, but they're looking to establish independent manufacturing distribution capabilities in China. They're looking to build brands in China to sell to Chinese consumers. They're looking to develop distribution capability, logistics capability, and basically building models that are built on selling to Chinese consumers and not to export. And I think it's a terrific development, both for American businesses and also for Chinese consumers in the economy.
It's the smaller Southeast Asian markets like Malaysia, like Cambodia, like some of these smaller markets where they're opening up to the Western world, and they're becoming more and more important than ever. They have big cities with large populations that are mainly untapped, and they have a need for all the products and services that Western companies are looking to sell, everything from software to Kleenex tissues. So there's a rush to get into some of these new emerging smaller markets throughout Asia.
We must create a middle class.
As Asia becomes more wealthy, people overall are better off. All across the continent, poor people are being lifted out of poverty and into the middle class. This means they're healthier, have more disposable income, better food, nicer housing, and can create greater opportunities for their children. The net result is stronger, more sustainable communities, better living conditions, and a newfound confidence. Remember, confident people buy things. Healthier people live longer and consume more, and wealthier people can afford to indulge in their desires. Consumers move from purchasing necessities into luxuries, and this creates a new world of opportunities for business.
The middle class is growing. Quality of life is the goal of the expanding middle class with their purchasing power. So they are willing to spend more to make life easier, to live in comfort, education, health, logistics, transport, construction, food processing. These things are important to the rising middle class in ASEAN and in East Asia in general.
Whether you view the billions of people in Asia as your neighbors, your customers, your constituents, or even your competitors, a strong and vibrant middle class helps everyone everywhere.
We defined Southeast Asia as a production base for global market, and therefore we do have 6 manufacturing factories or companies in Thailand. But now Southeast Asia became consumption base, means consumer market, because the middle income group defined $5,000 to $35,000 spending a year. Those are middle income group increasing a lot in Southeast Asia. Those ones be able to buy air conditioners, able to buy cars. So our business, particularly air conditioner business, is growing, and next 5 to 10 years will definitely grow more and more.
Asia's rise will be inextricably linked to the growth in the middle class, and that's a good thing for all concerned.